Yo, this is Adam from As Everything Unfolds, and you're listening to Rhino Radio.
So today, through the magic of the internet and some spirits of Halloween, I have the pleasure of chatting to Adam of As Everything Unfolds. How are you doing today, Adam?
I'm doing great. Well, how are you, man?
I'm very good. Before we start, I want to just mention the fact that you're having an enormous, great hair day. How you
Thank you. I've been at the Hilton all day. I'm sure it's showing in the camera. The full
Okay.
works.
Well, thank you for putting the effort in. Okay, we really appreciate that. But I want to kind of jump right into business. I'm guessing that you get this along with the new music coming out and you got signed recently. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing you probably talk about it all the time. But what are your thoughts about Emily in Paris? Did you love it?
About who?
Emily in Paris. Have you not watched it?
Who's Emily in Paris?
Are you joking?
No.
Netflix is all over that. Lily,
I'm I'm so like out of the loop with so much stuff. It's so hard, man. Like working all the time and then trying to fit everything in. Is it an artist?
so Lily Collins released a new TV show called Emily in Paris,
Cool.
and the entire world is all about it, either hating it or loving it. And you're somewhere in between, not even aware of the fact that this is the biggest thing right now.
Man, I'm so far behind. I'm Tiger King still. I'm still in Tiger King lockdown.
Oh, okay.
I
As
haven't
long as
got.
you passed MySpace, we're good.
I was still there then.
Okay, but let's talk about actual music. You've just released a new single. There's a video of you going crazy. What can we expect from that? Does it mean that there's going to be an EP, an album? Can we talk about that?
There's more to be revealed very, very soon. It's all on the cards. There's definitely more music coming. I can say definitely more videos. Uh, Probably a little bit more conceptual than the ones we've got already. Um,
Okay. How was it creating during lockdown? Was it making it a bit easier, more difficult?
it's been really hard, man. And everyone wants to be really careful. And of course, that's the number one priority right now. But it always makes things a lot more difficult. If you have to social distance for a video or for a photo shoot, there's only sometimes things don't really work out the way you want them to. But that's life, isn't it? As long as the final product is amazing and everyone appreciates it and goes, "This is really cool," then it's worth whatever you have to put in.
Except for logistics, were you guys feeling a bit more creative, more passionate about music? I know that obviously mood changed from being extremely optimistic about everything's going to be great next week, but then things changed back. Did it help you create more music, or was it a bit more struggling?
I feel like it's been a lot more struggling finding the motivation as well. Because I think that we like to write tunes that you can go and listen to like live. That's the big thing. It wants to be a big emotion. There's lots of feeling, and with if you've got bits of breakdowns and you've got choruses that want to come up and come down, if you can't think about it because it's like, oh, these events are sitting down, I feel like it doesn't really, because everything's so, we could be, you could write a tune now and say, yeah, people are going to love this. We're going to tour this out in the next 6 months, or it could be the next, not until 3 years. Venues are taking it really hard at the minute, and it's hard to think, be optimistic about where we can put the music and what the fans want to hear.
Yeah, I think you're having an event next week, and
Yeah, so
it's
we're
going to be a
doing.
sitting one. I think people are not allowed to sing. All the
I
restrictions are
know.
making it so weird.
I know, and that's the best bit. That's what people love to. When I go to shows, that's what I want to do. I want to be up front and center. I want to be part of the atmosphere. But like, it'll still be cool. Everyone's gonna have a good time and hopefully get really drunk and sing the songs quietly so that they don't get kicked out. But
Sign language or subtitles?
yeah.
Yes, of course. Just
If people could
managing
do that, I
notes.
love that. If people were signing the songs back to us, I'd be so impressed. Like, that'd be so cool.
I know that a topic in the past that the band touched on was a bit of your, let's say, you guys not seeing eye to eye with religion and the way that people perceive God. Is it something that's still going to come back in the upcoming songs?
There's a couple songs that definitely touch on religion and how it sort of affects people's lives. But I think there's a bit of everything. We don't really want that to be our core sound. We don't hate people. Look, if you're religious, man, we still love that. It's just we like to question everything, and I think you have to have some songs that talk about that, and you have to have some things that are a bit more, reflective and look inside rather than with the greater picture of a deity for whatever that may be.
Okay, and on the personal side, I know some people separate religion and faith. Where are you on that perception or your beliefs as well?
I think religion and faith, they're definitely two different things. They're definitely two different things. I feel like religion definitely has roots in being organized and being like this mass thing that you can be a part of it. Whereas faith doesn't necessarily have to do that. I think, okay, maybe there is, maybe there's not, maybe he, she, it, everything is, like I don't know how to, because it could be, it could not be. It's like it could be you, it could be me, it could be neither of us. It could be like, I think there's something, but why does it have to be? Oh, I'm Jewish. Oh, I'm Christian. Oh, I'm Muslim. Why can't you just be? I believe, or I don't believe, or somewhere in between.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Which kind of relates to my next question about, again, being open-minded and supporting the cause. The band didn't post a lot during lockdown over the last couple of months, but you did show some concern to the Black Lives Matter movement. I think you posted a quote of Martin Luther King, "Silence is betrayal." Does it mean that the band's going to be a bit more political? I love the hard questions today.
You really do, man. I think we may. You have to go there, but then at the same time, there's so many fantastic bands already doing that. Not everybody has to be, oh, okay, fuck this, we want to change. I mean, sometimes it's just about let's appreciate the good times as well. I think it's about a balance. I think,
Do you expect more as a fan from bands right now, because everything is, let's say, a bit more politically invested between the elections all over the world and obviously Corona being a bit political as well? Do you expect more musicians to do that?
I think they will, just because of the platform that they have. Like if you believe in something and you feel that you should tell the world, I think more bands will definitely come forwards and support, I would think. But some people, it's not about that, isn't it? It's about the music rather than the message. And the same way that some bands there's been people who listen to Rage Against the Machine and they're like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were political," and you're like, one, you're an idiot, but like, some people don't see it. So you could have a message, but people won't pick up on it, maybe. So I think everybody needs to be at least preaching their message, because that's the most important thing, really. And if you preach the wrong message, well, we'll see you later. You disappear into obscurity,
I want to touch a bit about your past. Closure was released in 2018, one of two EPs that you've already released. And if I'm mistaken, the message there was some sort of a goodbye theme song to your younger self.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you started feeling more like an adult sense? Do you enjoy taxes and stuff like that? What's your biggest adult moment sense?
Obviously, taxes is the highlight of every year. It's nice. You don't think about it I think when you first start off as a small young band, you don't think about all the seriousness and everything that comes with it. And I think as we released the second EP, Closure, after Collide, it was a real sense of going, okay, we want to do this. We're in this for real. So we have to start thinking about it, like just not as, oh, we're just going to play some tunes and then, hey, look, this is great. And, you play down at your local pub or whatever, and which is good. And it's great fun. And it's a great place to start. But I think at one point you have to say, do I want to do this forever? And if you do, then you have to make that happen,
And you've just recently signed to Long Branch after releasing two EPs independently. Did you have any fears before signing into a label?
Yeah, there's always the fear of like, what will they do for you and your music? Because it's trying to find a home with people who agree with what you want to do with the record, and then finding something in the middle. Because obviously, let's say if you write something that's very personal, and then somebody's like, oh, I don't like this, or I want to change that, or blah, 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 or whatever it is, you know. Sometimes you go, oh, I don't really know how I feel about that. But luckily, I mean, they've been amazing so far. Manuel, our guy, has been so sweet to us. I think that when we chatted and we got together, everybody was on the same page. Everybody was like, we have the same goal for the music, for the record, for everything. So it was a nice transition. And it was a nice place for the record to find a home.
We already talked about the future. You've mentioned that we can expect more music, more videos.
Yeah.
I want to confront you with a rumor. Your fans, I don't know if they're scared or excited. I think they're somewhere in between. That you're going to come out with a cooking show. Is that true?
I would love to come out with a cooking show. It would be really fun. Do you know what? I've got this weird thing with cameras though. I can't do the cameras. It's so stupid. If you were here with me right now, I would tell you everything I know. But like, I'm standing there as a camera, it just throws me right off. But if people wanted to see a cooking show, I'll do a cooking show. Like, even if it's just like Rustler's Burgers done as a Michelin way, everything's really super fancy and stuff, rather than just digging it in a microwave.
So maybe like a deluxe edition. If you buy the next album, you can get a special private cooking show with Adam.
Yeah, like we'll do a small run. You can come down and see us, or then we'll put it on the DVD for the deluxe. I want a deluxe so badly. It's so stupid. It's almost like a running joke in that band. I just want a deluxe album, just to say I've got one. I just think something's really cool about it. It's a different color, and you got extra fucking songs. You got the little DVD. You got the making of how it's like the whole package. Like the CD is the
chef's hat.
Yeah, we'll dress everybody up like it. I don't know. Guest feature in a song. We'll get Gordon Ramsay. You'd love that.
I'll use all of those as scoops and promises of the upcoming releases as everything unfolds. That has to happen 2021.
I didn't make any promises.
I have it on record. It's too late. Well, Adam, I want to wrap up with one last serious question. Obviously, Charlie, your singer, an amazing musician, amazing vocalist. You guys are releasing some great music, and I cannot wait for more music to come out. But over the last couple of years, there's been a debate about whether the definition female-fronted, whether it's something that we need to use, to utilize. Some bands love it, some bands hate it. Some fans sometimes abuse it. Obviously, it turned into a weird genre, even though it's not. What's your perception of using the gender card in any way, either to sell your band or to define it? What happens when somebody says female-fronted in your head?
I think it's only weird, not weird, but I think it only becomes a bit of a weird thing in the rock and metal scene because there's just less at the minute. If you look in the pop scene, nobody says female pop artists just because there's more of them. And I think as more and more women come up in the scene and fucking dominate as they rightly do, then it'll just disappear and it won't be a thing. But at the minute you think, I don't know, how many male metal bands is there compared to female metal bands? It's just, if you're at the beginning, people are going to point you out and they're going to say, hey, oh, you're female fronted this, so you must sound like Paramore, you must sound like this person, blah 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 blah, and then eventually it'll just disappear and people won't think about it. People that do, it'll be some sort of stupid troll online as a joke or whatever, going, oh, you're female fronted. Everyone's like, okay.
So we're waiting for the day they will disappear.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, man. And I think everybody in the scene kind of knows that. Everybody's like, yeah, this is stupid. But people online think they're funny and they're like, oh, female fronted this, oh, female fronted that. And it's like, okay, whatever. Like, if that makes you feel bad, that's fine. But I think soon it'll just disappear into the midst of nothingness. And then we'll all look back and go, oh, wasn't that funny that time when female fronted was this big deal and everyone was like, oh, and it'll just fizzle out.
Adam, as everything unfolds, thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to share with fans and listeners before we say goodbye?
Cut the length of it. My brain's not good enough to come fast. Like,
come and watch my cooking show every Thursday.
No, you know what? Keep your chin up, man. Keep going. Like, life's fucking hard. Like, it tries to really beat you down, man. Like, I've been there. But, like, it gets better. But it only gets better if you stay here with us. So, please stay. There's so much more.
Adam, as everything unfolds, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
It's been my pleasure, all.
Cannot wait for some new music to share as well with everyone.
Me too. Very soon.